Yep.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to the November 16th, 2021 Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order and ask you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have a couple additions to the agenda. An update on the CBA under old business and replacement hiring under new business. Is there anything else anybody like to add?
Not here.
We need to read and approve the minutes of November 2nd, 2021 public hearing and board meeting, and the November 9th, 2021 joint board meeting.
One at a time. Move for approval and post as necessary.
Second.
Moving in second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And then we'll make a motion that we approve the other minutes from November 2nd, 2021 and post as necessary.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Correspondence, I don't see any. No, sir. Citizen communication, the time we set aside during the board meeting for any Fire District 6 citizens that would like to address the board. We are on YouTube, and there's a place alongside that you can put a chat or a question in there, and we'll be checking that periodically, and if you put something in there, we will get back to you before we end the meeting. Community reports, health and safety, no. Risk management, no. Fairgrounds Fire Facility Board, Commissioner Call.
Yes, sir. We had a meeting on November 10th at 15:01 with Clark Fire and Rescue, and we conducted our normal course of business and paid the warrants and received the financial reports. And also there will be a little changing of the guard there. Abe Rommel will be in charge of facilities going forward there. Commissioner Johnson doesn't know, what his appointment's going to be, and I certainly won't be there as well. So there'll be a mix-up with the chemistry there. And noted Kathy's been the longest-standing sole survivor of the 15-1 over 20 years. She's been doing the books and writing the notes and everything else since its inception. So she seems to have everything in order there. We did a recap of the joint meeting there. We both concurred that our board needed to meet and their board needed to meet, and to see where we're at. We're all in agreement that we like it to be utilized, but each board's going to have to decide to what degree they're willing to fund it. So with that, the Clark County Sheriff's Office put a fence around the back side of it at their expense. We went through some HVAC units and upgraded that, and we needed to make sure that we had access to it. We talked about passcodes for our engines to be able to get in the electronic gate, and hopefully those two will interface with the systems that we have now at 63 and the ones that they have out there. I hope it's the same company. I thought I heard that it was. So we need to work on that so we have access as well with our engines when we roll in there. And other than that, it was fairly basic, and look forward to the next representatives to go take care of the everyday business up there. So that's my report.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? I call your attention to the consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Chief's report, overtime summary report.
Volume.
I'm muted.
The overtime for October is a little bit higher than we normally track at $156,090.35. Part of that is because this is our wellness testing time, so there is overtime for that wellness testing time. We also had a significant amount of training overtime, and then the rest was shift replacement because we have a number of personnel off duty, and a lot of those personnel are higher ranking in the captain ranks. So for the budget performance report, open that one up. So in 6212, the general fund, we anticipate expenditures at 83.3%. We've expended 56.7%. And for 6242 EMS, we anticipate 83.3, and we've expended 75. And then the COVID-19 report is included in your Dropbox, and we're at a plateau right now in Clark County.
Okay, and then we're gonna postpone the new construction update till next meeting. Any questions concerning the chief's report? Ethan?
None here.
Not here.
Old business bond rating.
So the district recently went out and had our rating reassessed for our bond that we're gonna take out. And we remained a AA-, but it was a good process that we went through. So we were excited to keep our rating.
The station 151 joint workshop. We're gonna wait till next meeting when you're here in person, so we can get a little further in depth in that. We have, even after tonight, we have 2 more meetings before the next joint meeting, which should give us plenty of time. So if you're okay with that, we're gonna postpone that, and could you give us an update on the CBA?
So current CBA, we've given a proposal to the union. We both think we're very close. I am hopeful that we'll get it done before the end of the year. And they were given that proposal over the weekend, so we're just waiting to hear back.
Okay, very good, thank you. Any other old business?
There
New
is
business.
one thing in there on part-time employee healthcare.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Go for it.
So in our contract negotiations for next year, we offered Pat Claflin in lieu of longevity pay as a part-time employee healthcare coverage. In order to get healthcare coverage, you have to work 20 hours per week.
Right.
Currently, Pat works 16-ish. And so if he were to work the 20 hours, which I don't know that that's something he wants to do, but if he were to do that, then we would pay into the retirement system for him as well. And so that's just something I need the board to think about. And in the meantime, before the next meeting, I'll explore other options that we can look at for healthcare for him.
Okay, thank you. Any other old business? New business, our healthcare program employer application. We just need to approve that, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's in your packets, gentlemen.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Western Fire Commissioners Healthcare Program 2022 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, resolution 2021-7, 2022 fire levy, increase in property tax.
Make a motion that we approve as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Was there a couple changes in that?
So you just need to declare the substantial need. The 1% declaration would get us $154,611.45.
Okay.
And Secretary Taylor, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I'm just pointing out that the implicit price deflator is 3.8%, and that's why we don't need the substantial need. So that was all.
Right.
Unless that's what you already said, I just missed it.
Okay. Any other discussion? Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. 2021-08, preliminary fire suppression levy and budget.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 And just as a point of clarification for the board, the anticipated increase with the CBA has been put into the budget estimate, as well as we moved some monies around in the apparatus with having the new mechanic on site. And then, in addition, we added some auditing costs that we anticipate we'll get over the next 3 years. And we also added the 4 firefighter positions if Clark were to agree on that hire with Station 151. If not, that will carry over into the next budget.
Okay. And we did budget more for parts, so we can build up a supply of parts for the mechanic, right? Excellent.
Correct. And any other clarifications on that, Secretary Taylor?
Nope.
So resolution 2021-9, EMS levy 1% increase in EMS property tax.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 2021-10, 2022 preliminary emergency medical services levy and budget.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Chief, for putting that together for us. Rebound report, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's good.
So if the board remembers, last year we contracted with a company called Rebound, who is essentially a concierge service for firefighters who are injured and gets them back to work sooner. The total program cost for that was $22,000, and in your packet it will show you the savings that they anticipated the district had. And I will turn it over to Chief Schmidt, and he has a little more information on it.
So the page that you're looking at, that is a dashboard and kind of gives us a windshield view of what has happened this past year. So if you see up on the upper left hand, the number 11, that's how many employees we've had go through the program so far that have been injured and have been treated. And those are 8 of them for on-duty injuries and 3 for off-duty injuries. And then going down each one of the categories, they just break it down for us to see what time we've saved. And so as you go down, the first box down below is number 9 in there. That means 9 of those members were sent to an MD. And then they show what the average time would be typically for an MD and what the time Rebound actually got them through the medical arc. Same thing. So then the bottom line in that box is the total days saved by Rebound actually getting them in quicker, which is 58 days just for that. Then below that is cases going to physical therapy. There are 3 cases that were sent directly to physical therapy, and total days saved there is 26 days. Up in the upper right then, you've got total cases to MRIs. And if you know, typically these are one of our biggest loss of time is trying to get an MRI. And so for this, it was fairly substantial, but they think they could do even better than that. And so there are 3 cases, and just for those 3 cases alone, we saved 35 days. And then down below, cases of surgery. Again, 3 cases of surgery, and again, another huge number here. Days saved getting them into surgery, 121 days. So that takes you up to your total, the box up top, which says 240 days saved. And then that's averaged out what those days cost us based on a shift performance, 1 every 3 days, is approximately $111,000 saved thus far. That's in 6 months.
6 months. Wow.
Looks like great return on investment.
No kidding.
Good job, everybody, for putting that together.
So when they schedule you for an MD, is your normal doctor first choice, or do they send you to whoever's available at that time?
You'll have the option. You can request that. They'll typically find somebody through their provider group that they've dealt with, and so they can usually get in that quicker. Yes.
Okay, very good.
Chief, is that a yearly contract with Rebound? Or is
Yes.
that okay?
Right,
So-
Chief? Yearly contract to be renewed again, right?
Okay.
Yes, and it's based on, there's a charge per employee, but also any of our employees' family members can use the program as well, and we're not charged for them. So, for example, I use them to find a surgeon for Aiden in Montana.
Great.
They're a big help.
So if you see underneath our advocate's picture, there's the number 2, and those are the outside cases that are courtesy cases, they call them, that is family members or somebody outside the department that they've done it for, and they don't charge anything for that. Retirees are included as far as members that can be used service, and family members, commissioners, exactly.
Great.
Cool. Good program.
Excellent, yes.
Good fun. Any questions for Chief Schmidt about that? Okay, new business. The last one I have is replacement hiring. You touched on that a little bit under the budget. You want to go any further with that, Chief, or are you good?
Just currently we do have one vacancy. We anticipate potentially up to 4 in the next 6 months. And I just wanted to be able to fill those vacancies as they happen,
So
to
those,
notify the board.
those are gonna be vacant because people are leaving, but those aren't necessarily the four that we would use at 151 or for the truck?
Correct, they're not new positions, they're just filling current vacancies.
Okay. And we always encourage you to try to get those people up to speed before it's time to fill, to try to save some overtime. I don't know when you're gonna start an academy or when you know who's actually leaving when, but feel free to get rolling on that when you need to.
And Chief Schmidt is already heading that up, so he could probably give you better details on the timeline.
Right, so we're ready to pull the trigger to do the advertising. Everything's ready to roll, just need a date. And then obviously, like we talked about with the 151 meeting, a determination on if we're gonna expand our hiring, then we have to expand that information first, because right now it's showing we're looking at a smaller target amount. So people looking for jobs want to see a larger number if you're gonna be hiring a larger number, so that'd be a benefit to us when we go to advertise.
Makes sense. Any questions concerning that?
Well, you talked about going out to advertise. Are we holding up your advertisement for the proper number by not?
I can begin for just the 4 positions. It's all set up for that. So right now the advertising will go out for 2 paramedics, 2 firefighters. But if we do make that change and they're going to look at an additional 8 positions to staff that out there, I can make that change immediately.
And it won't affect the training?
The current process at all. No, if we're going to go for lateral positions, the time frame would be the same amount. Yes.
And then we do our own academy again.
Yes, in-house academy. And we've kicked around the ideas back and forth on if it was a new position or a lateral position. The most difficulty is getting lateral paramedics or getting paramedics, period.
Yeah.
So lateral paramedics are a better option for us. But entry-level firefighter is an easier position to fill. That's a much longer list. So if that was the opportunity for us to do maybe a staggered academy where we would hire some new and begin the academy early, and then bring on the other ones towards the end of the academy, and then roll them all out at the same time.
Even though they're lateral, they still have to go through the
4 weeks worth of
Just
just update.
12.
And,
instead of 12.
yes.
That makes sense.
Thanks.
Any questions? Any other new business? No need for executive session. Roundtable good of order. See if thank you, Chief. See if we got any on there. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Roundtable good of order. Need to authorize November issuance of payroll warrants. Authorize November payroll direct deposits. Authorize November deposits of federal and FICA med withholding. Authorize pre-authorization invoice transmittals and authorize payment of current bills. I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved, meeting is adjourned.
Now we're
We're
down.
trying to get done before you got here.
That was good. I was expecting it to go longer.